Welcome class. Today we are again assembled with the same chapter, that is lines and angles, chapter 5. Earlier in the last class we have discussed about the angles formed with two lines, and there we have discussed about that when two lines intersect each other we have got what? Vertically opposite angles, we have got adjacent angles, and another thing which we have got, that is linear pair. But and also we have discussed about that complementary angles and that supplementary angles. All these ideas we have got in last class. Now in today's class we will discuss about that angle forms with three lines. Okay, so when three lines has been given, they can if you are talking about three lines, they can intersect in one point. So in this case, what we want to discuss in this part, we are not going to that topics. So here we are going to consider in such situation where two lines has been put in a same plane in such a way. Suppose let it be placed these two line, it is M, this is N. Okay, and another third line, the third line will intersect these two lines in two distinct point. Here this is a different point, it is also different point. So that one let it be T. So when they are intersecting two different lines, that line T is intersecting that line M and N in two distinct points, that kind of that line, that is T, is called the transversal. But when we are talking about this one, the three lines we have taken, but they are intersecting in same point. Let it be, it is T, it is M, it is N. Here also we have three lines, but we cannot say any of them are transversal. Okay, so when we can say that one line is transversal, if it intersect two or more lines, it can be more lines, number 3 4 5, any numbers, but minimum two lines will be there. If it is intersecting two lines, minimum two lines or more lines in two distinct points, that line is called transversal. Now here the transversal we are talking about, so if it is intersecting these two lines, that means that M and N we are placing here, that lines can be put in, or it can be placed in different way. It can be parallel or it cannot be, that means it cannot be parallel. So first we will discuss when it is not parallel and what the angles will form in this situation. Let's come to that point. So what are the angles we are getting? Let's go for a bigger sketch. When one transversal we are taking and another two lines. So let's take first line. It is one line, another one, like that. They are non-parallel. You can see, and this is the transversal I am taking. Let's mark the transversal as T. This line is M. This line is N. You can put any name for that. Okay, let's mark all the angles by 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here we will learn about some of the relation between these angles, that pair of angles. Okay, let's start with 1 and 5. Here that angle 1 and angle 5. What we can say them? These two angles are called corresponding angles. What? They are corresponding angles. That angle 1 and angle 5. We will make the pair. Angle 1 and 5 we have taken. So the same one we can take angle 4 and angle 8. The same one on this side also I can take, that is angle 2 and angle 6. Yes, angle 2 and 6, and the another pair is 3 and 7. Angle 3 and angle 7. All these four pairs, they are called what? Here you can see now that each line, that means first one M and the transversal, they had made 4 angles. Here that N and the transversal T, they also made the same thing at 4 angles. And now we are going to find out the relation between these. So here out of these 8 angles, that pairs, they are called corresponding angles. They are corresponding angles. Okay, now the first part we have got. Let's come to the second one. Here, what we can consider? See, if we are talking about angle 4 and 5. What is the relation between these two? See, angle 4 and 5. Here we can say they are interior angles on the same side of the transversal, and they have a short name that is called co-interior angle. Why? Because they are the interior angle on the same side of the transversal. So like that, we have another pair, that is angle 3 and angle 6. It is also co-interior angle. They are also lying on the same side of the transversal, and they are also interior. How interior? See, here angle 2 is exterior, angle 1 is exterior, because they are placed in the outside of this line, signal line, that is M. But 3 and 4, they are placed inside. Here that 6 and 5, they are also placed inside of this line N. So here that line 4, sorry, angle 4 and 5 and another pair 3 and 6, they are called co-interior angle. So the next group we are getting here, that is angle 4 and angle 5, and here angle 3 and angle 6, they are called co-interior angle. Okay, the second point we have got. Now let's come to the third part of these pairs of angles. Here you can see that angle 3 and angle 5, they also have some relation, that angle 3 and angle 5 and angle 4 and angle 6. What they called? They called alternate angles. But that in third group we will write angle 4 and angle 5. Another pair is, sorry, it is not 5, angle 4 and 6, these two and that two. That two means angle 3 and angle 5. They are called what type of angles? They are alternate angles. So these are the main groups we have segregated here. The first one, corresponding angles. Second one, co-interior angles. And third one, alternate angles. So if this is the situation with the two non-parallel lines, when one transversal is passing through these two, we are getting this. So what will happen in case of when we are taking two parallel lines and one transversal which will intersect these two separately? Let's come to this situation. Now we will discuss about when two lines are parallel. Here that line M and N, this is the second situation, this is the transversal T, and here also we have the same number of angles, that 1, 2, 3, 4. When that transversal T intersect M in this point, we are getting these four angles, and when that transversal T intersect that line N, it is also getting that four number of angles. Now we want to know that what will be the relation, that pairs are same as it is, but here we have some minute changes will be there, like that pairs we are considering here that are called that corresponding angles. There we have some relation. See, first pair we have taken angle 1 and angle 5, angle 5, that 1 and 5 we have written they are corresponding. But not only that, they have a particular kind of relation. If these two lines, that M and N, are parallel, when M parallel to N and T is the transversal, okay, when this situation has been given, that M and N parallel and T is the transversal, in this situation, that measure of angle 1 and angle 5, we know they are corresponding, but their measure also will be equal. Here in this situation, these corresponding angles will be equal. Yes, here that angle 4 and 8, these two, again it will be equal. Then 2 and 6, the 2 and 6, they also will be equal, and 3 and 7, they will be equal. But it was not possible in case of non-parallel lines. If M and N was not parallel, in this situation, these angles will not be equal. But here, as they are parallel and transversality is intersecting these two lines in two different points, so these angles will be equal. These corresponding angles will be equal. Now, first condition is over. Now come to the second condition. Here we will discuss about that co-interior angle. What will happen if these two parallel lines has been given and this is the transversal is passing through? In this situation, you see angle 4 and angle 5. What will be the relation between these two? In this case, the sum of the co-interior angle will be 180 degree. What? The sum of the co-interior angle will be 180 degree. So what are the changes you are getting here? See, you must go through these minute changes. What are the difference between that? If two parallel lines and one transversal has been given, so the sum of these two angles will become 180 degree. That means the sum of co-interior angles always will be 180 degree. So here in the second case, that 3 and 6, their sum will be 180 degree. So when if you have asked to prove that two lines are parallels or not, okay, in such kind of any situation, that measure, if the measure of these two angles has been given, suppose that angle 4 and angle 5 has been given, and you have asked is it that line M and N is parallel or not. So what you have to do in this case, you have to find out that sum of this angle 4 and angle 5, if it is exactly a 180 degree, that means these two line angle, that line M and line N, they are parallel. We can see it by closing our eyes also. Okay, now so that part is also over, which was not possible in case of if this M and N was not parallel to each other. Now come to the third condition, what we can see in this case. Here what are the angles we have taken? We have taken that alternate angles. Okay, alternate angles means we have 4 and 6, they are in opposite direction, and 3 and 5. Okay, so they also have a good relation, that is that alternate angles are equal in case of these two lines are parallel. So what we can write here? We can write that measure of angle 4 will be equal to measure of angle 6. Here that measure of angle 3, it is equal to measure of angle 5. Okay, when it is possible? If it is parallel. Now, these are the things you have understood in this case. Now, another thing, how you can present them in English alphabet, or how you can remember them. Okay, for that I have some sort of trick for you all. Corresponding angles, how you can show? You can think for ladder. If you are thinking for ladder, okay, that side I am not considering. Okay, like that, if I am not considering this one, I am just removing this one. That each step of the ladder where you are putting your feet, that each step they are corresponding. Understood? Think about the ladder. So these are the corresponding angles. What I want to share, have you understood? When you are talking about that corresponding angle, so which image will come to your mind? Think for a ladder. Ladder, remove the one sides. Okay, remove one side. Now that each line you are putting your steps, that are your each steps, that angle will be where you are putting your steps, that is the corresponding angles for the diagram. Now how you can consider the co-interior angle? Okay, for that we have one easy way. Take English alphabet F. Here these two angle, they are what? They are co-interior. These two angle of F, they are called co-interior. Now, how you can recognize that alternate angles? For that, what is the way you can use? Take English alphabet Z, and here two angles you are getting in Z, that two angles are alternate angles. So what are the letters here? In case of ladder, you can consider this one as English alphabet E also. If you are looking for E, what you will get? This angle and this angle. These two are what? They are corresponding like this. Okay, but if you want to take this angle, then it will be that one. So please follow these steps, so we can recognize these corresponding angles by ladder or by English alphabet E. We can recognize co-interior angles by using English alphabet F, and we can recognize that alternate angles by English alphabet Z. Okay, let's come to some of the problems. Let's come to the situation and see how you can solve these problems. Here I have taken one problem, that is, the situation is like in the given figure, if AB parallel to CD and angle APQ equal to 50 degree, then PRD equal to, and PRD has been given, that is equal to 130. So you have asked to find out QPR, that means this angle you have to find out. Which one? This one. This one we don't know. So how we can solve this one? First thing, here this angle, it is given that APQ has been given 50 degree. Okay, so we can write for the solution. Let's come to the solution. Here angle APQ, that is given 50 degree. Okay, now we have to search the relation. Here AB is parallel to CD and PQ is the transversal. What we can consider? AB parallel to CD and we are taking that PQ is transversal. Okay, so what will happen if these two are parallel and this is the transversal? So what we will get here? Angle 50 degree and angle Q, that one PQR will be equal because they are alternate angle. So we can write, so angle APQ will be equal to angle PQR and it is 50 degrees, so both of them will be 50 degrees. So what we have got? We have got the measure of this angle, that is equal to 50 degree. We have got. How? Because they are alternate angle. They are alternate angles. Okay. Now come to this side. Here what we can see? See, this angle has been given 130 degree. So its linear pair, that one, what will be the measure of this angle? Its linear pair will be how much? That straight line, that means 180 degree. So we can find out that here we can write angle PRQ plus angle PRD equal to 180 degree. How and why? Because they are linear pair. Okay. Here we know the measure of PRD, that is equal to 130 degree. So angle PRQ, that is equal to how much? 180 degree minus it is 130 degree. That is equal to what we have got? 50 degree. We have got this measure of this angle is equal to 50 degree. Okay. So what is the sum we have got in this case? That sum of these two angles we are getting what? 50 plus 50, that is equal to 100 degree. Now if we are considering that PQR is a triangle. Okay, here we can consider that triangle PQR. In this triangle, now we can say that triangle PQR, what we have got? Angle Q plus angle R, that is equal to 100 degree we have got. So what will be the measure of angle P? So angle P is equal to what we can write by the angle sum property, that is 180 degree minus 100 degree. So what is the measure of angle P we are getting? That is equal to 80 degree and therefore the asked angle, it was given as QPR, that is QPR, angle QPR, that is equal to 80 degree. This is the answer of this question. Let's come to some different question where we are going to take 4 lines and here that 3 lines. Okay, let's come with the diagram and we will solve this question. First you go through this question, what has been given in this question. Your question is like that, in the given figure PA, that is PA parallel to BC, which is parallel to DT. Okay, these 3 lines, they are parallel to each other. Okay, now in second bit it has given AB is parallel to DC, that means AB is parallel to DC. Now you have to find out the measure of angle, that is A and B. Here only measure of one angle has been given, that is equal to 50 degree, that angle A. Okay, so how we can utilize this measure to find out the value of the rest 2 angles? See, here what we can consider in first part, it has given PA is parallel to BC. This is PA and this is BC. So we can consider AB as the transversal. These two are the parallel lines. So I can write in solution here what we can do. First one is PA, it is given PA parallel to BC. Okay, it is given and we are considering that AB is the transversal. Yes, so what we will get here, if this is the transversal and these two are parallel, so that 2 angles, that first one angle A and angle B, they will be alternate angles. So what we can write? So angle A and angle B, they are alternate angles. Yes, and what are the condition we know if they are parallel? So that alternate angles will be equal. So what we can write? So angle A equal to, that is equal to angle B. So its measure is equal to 50 degree, which has been mentioned as A, small a. Okay, so we have got the value of small a. How much it is? It is equal to 50 degree we have got. Now, here this angle, angle B and angle C, this greater, capital letter, angle B plus angle C. What we can consider? They are what? What is the relation between these two? Because this AB and CD, they are parallel. Okay, let's write AB and AB parallel to CD, and here we are considering BC as the transversal. So what is the condition we are getting? That angle B and angle C, their sum will be what? They are co-interior and their sum will be 180 degrees. So what we can write? Here we can write angle B and angle C. What is the relation? They are co-interior. They are co-interior angles. So based on that, what we can write? So angle B plus angle C, that is equal to 180 degrees. So what will be the measure of angle B? So we can write angle C is equal to 180 degree, and already we have got this one. It is 50 degree. So what is the measure we have got here? Angle C we have got 130 degree. So here we can write that A we have got the measure of A. Here we have find out it was 50 degree. Now this one we have find out it is 130 degree. Okay. Now let's come to the last part of this question. I hope you have understood what I want to say in the last part of this question. See, here BC and that DT, they are parallel, and that CD is the, or DC is the transversal. So what we will get? Again we will get that angle, angle B and angle C, they will be alternate angles. Yes or no? So let's write this one. Here in the last part, we are considering that here we can write that DT is parallel to BC. Okay, and here CD is the transversal. Okay, so what we are getting? That angle D is equal to angle C. So therefore measure of angle D, which is considered as B, that is equal to what we will get? They are equal, so it is 130 degree. So we have got the value of B. So what are the measures we have got? In case of A, we have got it is 50 degree. In case of B, we have got its measure is 130 degree. So based on that, let's solve the exercise given in your book.